Let me know when you're in.
We are recording.
All right. I'll call to order this meeting of the Community Engagement Committee. We're on Tuesday, March 18th. The call has been rolled. The roll has been called.
Approval of minutes from February 18th.
Yeah, let's approve the minutes of
Let's
last
do that.
time. Everybody had a chance to take a look at those. Aaron kindly emailed them out. Yeah, I have a motion. So moved. Second. All good?
All good.
All good. This is citizens agenda. I didn't see anything on the
Yep,
list.
we're good.
Anybody else got a random topic they want to? Burning topics there. Great. Moving right along into our discussion items. Okay. Kyman, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Has everybody met Kyman before? Yes?
I haven't.
You have not. Kyman, can you introduce yourself? And
My name is Kaiman Husong. I primarily work at the high school, but I work for the district. I've been doing the website and social media management for about a year now. So that's why.
So we are super lucky to have someone who can help us to consider how we can design. So did you get a brief rundown of kind of what we've been talking about a little bit and what we're trying to do?
Just what was in the agenda for today.
Okay. So yeah, in general, what we're talking about though is attendance. So we've identified there's some kind of an attendance crisis happening where there's like triple the number of chronic absenteeism, and we've collected a lot of resources that about information about this, and we've done a lot of research on it. We've started to develop some graphics and things like that can be published. We've also seen what some other districts have done and they've made a page on their website that is a central place to gather resources about this. So what we're looking for is creating a page, maybe some graphics that Amy has provided to go on this.
Do we have any example pages or any specific school pages, for example, that like you would like me to look at for reference?
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And I can send you some of those links afterwards. So am I missing anything here about what we're hoping to build? No?
Okay, so that's the attendance one. Will we, the SEL?
Am I on?
Yeah, the SEL one.
Oh, yeah,
Updating
I
it.
skipped ahead
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I saw a website, you jumped right to Kyman. I'm so excited you're here. So yeah, let's go back to the SEO. Okay, so a year ago or so, you helped us build an SEO website.
Right.
And we agreed at that time that we would periodically review it and see if there is any content that needs to be updated or changed or something like that. I was going to present and show it up on the wall there. I need to connect on here and do that. It's taking a minute to direction. All right, give me a minute.
Is it the white one over there? Sorry, Amy.
Over there. Yes, and it's hiding it.
Yes.
You're welcome. So there was last year, we have a whole bunch of resources out there on the CL site. And I do see it in the high school newsletter and things like that, where they're advertising the fact that this exists. And so that's a regular thing that happens, which is nice. Here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna go back just to start at the very beginning. And so from the main page of the website, it's got a button right here at the top for SEL resources. And we can get right to our. So, what we're going to kind of do now is talk through this verbally. What's the best way for us to collect a punch list for you of things to change?
When was the last time we said we were gonna have update? It was today, correct? Or
Yeah, there's.
Okay. The best way honestly would to be to either, as you gather them, go ahead and send them to me. You can even send them to Jim Manley.
Okay.
Once we get it together, just with whatever changes you would like me to make.
Great. So I think the idea is we're just going to talk through it now and spend a few minutes
Sure.
doing it now, and then.
And I can take the notes as we
Great,
go.
great, thank you. I have a hard time walking and chewing gum.
Mhm.
Okay, so social, emotional, and mental health resources. Let's just go through this briefly here.
Is it me or is mental health tip lines, is that supposed to have something? I wanted to click on it,
I
let me
did
just
too.
say.
Purple is normally the color of things to click on, like here.
Yeah.
And I think mental health tip lines is a heading of this section. So
Okay.
what might work, Hyman, is to reduce the font of
Of
the
the
next
others,
things
maybe?
here. So that mental health tip lines is a heading, and maybe it should be underlined or something. This is the title of the whole page, and this is like heading 1. And then there are a few. And this is like one individual entry of something here, suicide moved to places. Nice.
Well, it's say that all the different fonts are sort of hard to.
It's busy.
Hard to
Yeah,
read.
it's super busy.
Well, and I think too, if you're in a place where you're trying to access this, it needs to be easy.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because you're already at.
Up here.
Help, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
On that same light, SEL resources, do we know what that means?
Oh,
Good point.
But to actually spell out social, emotional learning
That's a good point.
resources is a lot.
I mean,
So,
what you could do is wrap the text, so it didn't go in a big line. You could just, when you're making that tab, you could wrap it so it just goes.
I will see if
up and down.
I can see if it stacks up there. I'm not sure if it does, but I can definitely see if it will allow me
if
to.
not, what's another option?
Can you go further with the purple? So it's just, and go ahead and write social, emotional, and just have all that out a little more, those buttons.
So one summary could be mental health, and not even say the word resources.
Maybe renaming it.
Like,
And if people were wondering what it is, they'll click on it and then they'll find out. Right?
I'm looking at another website that uses our similar style and it looks like that purple only goes that far. Because they're the same way on this one.
But in that top black one, what is the difference between social/emotional and mental health? I'm not sure myself of the difference.
Yeah, we've had conversations about that. There's a
I-
lot of gray area in between
That's
those.
what I
So
remember.
So, we want to streamline it and call it one? Well,
I think you do want to make sure that people know that we're on the same topic. We're still talking
Yep.
about,
it really is, our resources are about all of them. Arguably. So I like that having something very short and snappy for up here this is at the top of every single page. And we want it to be short. So like mental health or something like that would be good at the top. But then
yeah,
for this entire section, just some cleanup. Like we've got a slash and an ampersand as two different. We'll probably just do slashes for all these: social/emotional/mental health. Because they all go with health, social health, emotional health, mental health. and then aligning on color and boldness and size. And then you can figure out what kind of makes sense. Cool. One thing on safe to help here, there's a big paragraph of text about this, and safe to help is, we don't have a paragraph of text at all about, whoops, oh no. I've done it. We don't have a big paragraph of text around the suicide and crisis lifeline.
Or nominal.
Right, there's nothing, but this one has a big, so it's just different. It might be more helpful to have a shorter one line of what safe to help is, and I think if you click on these links here, you'll get to a place where it describes a bit more about what it is. Yeah, it's the same text here.
That's the exact same type, yeah, okay. So I could,
So ask
Easy to make that
ChatGPT to
text
summarize
in
that in 8 words or something. And
sure.
Well, people still need to know what it is.
yeah, so some kind of a brief. Might be helpful for Nanny to have, I don't know what that is, or some kind of another short 8-word, 5 to 15-word description of what that is.
What is it? National law. I've heard the acronym.
I'm in for internal counselors and social workers by school, not yet, but we'll want to add Dempsey
Okay.
once we get a social worker out there.
There's the word tip line here. When I hear tip line, I think this is like to catch a killer or something.
Yes.
You're gonna submit a tip.
You're right, you're right.
This is more a helpline, not a tip
Yes.
line. Is that right? Okay. We've got hotline, tip line,
You're gonna tell on something.
lifeline. We got lots of lines here. We got lifeline, hotline, and tip line.
Is that tip line though, if you're worried about someone, where you're counting on them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're right, you're right.
Hotline
I
would
mean,
include all of those things. Or a lifeline.
Well, I mean, I don't know that it has to be called tip line, but
The tip line would be
Is it-
one specific thing if you're talking about somebody else, but a helpline.
Yeah,
Could
that's
be in
different.
general.
but
It would be good to.
I
unify
think like
helpline.
safe to help is a tip. And isn't it a tip and a helpline? That one's kind of both, right?
If you or someone you know feels unsafe, so
Yeah.
safe to help is about. I think help, you think helpline is a good general term
Yes,
for all of
uh-huh,
those?
yeah.
Busy. Okay, great. All right, and as you said,
Can you also add Mark Morris to Reagan under counselors?
I really like in this section how these are, it's a heading and then you click it and you get more
Yes,
information and you
yeah,
shrink
I
it back
agree.
down. We've got a ton of content on this page. So being able to summarize it down. Arguably, you could do that. We want to think about doing that with this information up here as well in these help lines.
Yeah.
To be able to expand them or shrink them down. Yeah. I think it makes the page more manageable. Right, right. Great. We can see the social emotional learning services by the district. Whoop. This is a spreadsheet of a variety of things. But is it also true that all of this exists on on this page anyhow?
The reason behind that wasn't it, can you go back to it?
Yep.
real quick? I think it was this, like, helping people decide who it is they want to, might want to contact,
A bit more information
a bit
about,
more information, right? That otherwise it's like, where do I begin? Which of these people is the right resource for me?
so this was just, it's like 4 of them on here.
Oh, it's
Internal
all on
SEL
this?
resource 1, 2,
Okay. Oh,
this is just the internal ones.
oh,
And it does have, This is like, where do you go for what internally?
Oh, and we did one for external as well, didn't we? Outside. for this
Yeah,
one.
I'm trying
You know what that
to-
spreadsheet was.
External counsel.
So I think external is,
That one right there.
it's
I need to take
still
it.
different.
I thought we had an actual
This is actually some of the same information.
spreadsheet.
There's a
You're right, there
form
was,
that's the
but-
additional mental health services referral list.
Maybe
Oh,
it got
those?
changed from a spreadsheet.
I think it was a PDF.
Like all of the KSV stuff will need to be
Oh,
switched to
Oh, boy,
OSF.
like you are. Is it safe just to replace anything with CKSB, replace it with OSM?
Oh, it's that same, yeah.
Mhm.
I thought you have to add that.
Okay.
OSF's St. Catherine.
I mean, that's the.
And then-
that's
I-
the
yep, I was
official
on-
title.
And Catherine, Arin, yeah, not Catherine, Catherine.
What can I get the, this is more,
They do, but there's a lot of OSF
that's true.
all around the area, right?
Yes.
And so
Yeah. We got plenty of space.
I know what you're saying.
Yep, and we got plenty of space for it. But I don't see that other spreadsheet for the, I know there was an external one.
Oh, was it, community resource director?
I just clicked on that, and
It's not?
I don't think that's it.
Another PDF.
Huh.
See what it's got.
What, are you thinking about the one like Jenny was talking about, like they have meals these nights? Not
I
that one?
don't think it was. I thought it was very similar to the internal resource spreadsheet that we had. That kind of was.
I know what you're talking about, and I thought there was more than 4, but I don't know what.
So it's not there though. I mean, that
Yeah.
would be where it was, I think.
Okay. Great. So let's just look through here. Are these all, is this information all still correct? People who work for the schools, you know,
Mhm.
people are all still here, same names.
Reagan needs to update Mark Morris.
All right, lovely. Cool. Madison still fast. Lovely. Jefferson with Marissa, right? And Washington. Still these 2 social workers. Michelle. She even got moved in the middle of the year, so they must have cleared that already. Great. Okay, and since we're just going down the line here, checking this out as something to also check, we need to update this. I think this Sinisippi is still Sinisippi, it hasn't changed. Guidance counselors, this is still what they help with. Internal, no cost, no wait time. EHS has these things, LCSEA still does what it does. Nemours, Caitlin, Blackburn, good. Mentor program still exists at these places like Camp Morris. That's that.
Why is this in a spreadsheet format and the other ones are in a document?
That's a super.
It's a good question.
I feel like this is confusing. I think it's sort of all, I mean, if we're redoing everything, it may be the
Yep.
same
Why
format.
not?
Kathleen, I think that originally,
It had everything on it?
well, that right there, like KSB, Moeller and Myers,
Yes.
I feel like that was originally a spreadsheet.
Could be.
I think maybe.
It was, and then I forgot where I got what was needed or preferred, and then I just put it right there.
Well, I think whichever is easy, whichever is more user friendly and clearer, is fine. It doesn't need to be a spreadsheet.
What you're saying here, like, can we convert this data in the spreadsheet into more of these drop down sections?
Yeah, if I can get a PDF, I can just insert it there and take the Excel spreadsheet out. That's just what I was provided.
That's
So
great.
yeah, if we have a PDF, I could easily just replace that Excel spreadsheet 100%.
Instead of a PDF though, could you make more of these drop downs with the information
Sure.
inside of there?
Yeah.
It's feeling like going out to PDFs also feels like it's all sprawling, and so it's hard to manage. It's all in one thing. The drop downs make it so that it's easy to see it or not see it. I think it's great. And then our external resources. Okay. Autism Center still exists. Same place. I really don't know. Anybody have any reason to believe this doesn't exist?
So
Yeah,
is that over by Pomida?
exactly.
Yeah,
Come on,
it is,
that's right.
it is. I know what I mean. You know what I meant. Yeah, I just saw that it was there.
So I'm just gonna go through these quickly. If anybody has any reason to believe these don't exist, shout out if you see something wrong, like changes counseling. Yeah. Their website still exists, so we're gonna assume Florissa still is Florissa and does what it does. HB, so you'll have to list to OSF. I assume, let's see if there's a
And there might
website
be
link.
something in Florida.
See your name on here probably, yeah, so.
Well, the link already changes to,
Yeah, but you might update the URL just to point to the stuff at OSF.
Yeah.
Eventually they may stop that. Okay, Mueller Myers, still exists, I believe. Here's our NAMI.
National Lion Fund.
There you go.
I believe that information is wrong. They did, get an official building out by the radio station.
Cool.
I could be wrong. Does it have an address?
This is the national
Oh.
one here, so. Let's see if there's like a, find your local, there it is. No, NAMI. Stock area. Box 83. And what are we listing here on our, say? Oh, and it's a meeting location. They have a website also, NAMI South area. You could link to that. Couldn't you? It's NAMI South area. And this would have all the lists.
Do you want to copy and paste that link to them? So that you know, just
Quite stuff to send to you here. Cool. Okay. So if we find this a different location, maybe poke through the website and see if there's a different location that's listed. Path to Healing, that's this thing still exists. I think that's right. She's got 3 locations. Roberts Counseling, I believe that still exists as well. Website still works, so. Soon, Rockland Valley Mental Health. This one either, but. Cool. Absolutely, Roots and Wings still exists. Mississippi. So we have them on here somewhere else probably. But... Great. Whiteside County Health Department. Great. Okay, a couple of changes in there, and then moving into our additional resources. This is a few different PDFs that kind of already existed that we just decided to link to. I don't know who maintains this. Oh, no.
I'm not sure.
I think when I was talking to the counselors over at Reagan, they like handed me that, and I, for some reason, thought they got it from Mark.
So it's updated January of 24 was the last time this particular document was updated.
Who can upload stuff to the AWS S3 bucket, you know?
Anybody that has access in ThrillShare can.
Oh, okay, so it gets up, when you use a ThrillShare web interface, it processes stuff.
Correct.
Okay, so it can be a large, is that only administrators or can, like teachers have access to it as well? And-
If they are granted access, they can, yeah.
Mostly admin though, have access
Okay.
to ThrillShare.
Is there things like KSV pediatrics and that on here? There are various things that should be updated.
So, and I guess, do you know how we would find out who should update this?
And you guys don't know who was the original owner from discussions last year?
Mm-mm. It was like.
I feel like ask Jenny Morse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a few of these. So there was that PDF, another PDF. It's this one. This could use a lot of duplicate information here, but this might be another Jane Morris.
Well, do they have, maybe we had, I don't know if they all need to be on there, but wasn't there something about, they wanted something to be able to hand to people, like a PDF, paper copy,
Yeah.
if somebody wanted it, so maybe that's where those came from, that's what. they're
Exactly.
handing out.
Yeah, I think it was like they have them in the office and this is what they typically hand out. And like, oh, by the way, you could also link to it on your,
Yeah,
on your,
I think maybe that's.
which is great. And maybe we'll just count on them to update their own things and we'll just link them.
Right.
Great.
Don't mess with them.
Don't mess with them. I like less things to do. ROE 47 Nexus, that still exists and that's a cool thing.
Now, that says coming in 24, 25.
Ah, good call.
Yeah, I can update that.
Yeah. National Child Stress Network, Resource Directory. In this week's that, another resource directory. Don't know who creates it. Don't know when it was updated last. But we're gonna have faith in people who do that. Know what they're doing.
Okay.
All right. Anything else on this? We'll move on. I mean, you got a good list there, I bet.
Yeah, maybe we can take another look at it once he's got the little tweaks in it
Sure.
and see if there's anything that'll help clean it up a lot.
Wonderful. Version 2.0. Great.
okay, next thing is next item on our agenda is discussing the website build up for attendance awareness. Amy, you sent me a few things.
Yeah, but I didn't really have a website in mind. I mean, told you I lost the binder, so I don't know what my assignment.
Well,
All of them.
I think it's good. Okay, so remembering what we were going to be doing with this. This is discuss the website build up for attendance awareness.
We did have some school websites. Does anyone remember what schools those were that we were looking at? Just as a beginning start. Yeah.
And I emailed the people on lacrosse, like 2 different principals, and I don't know. I don't know if they're just.
Was it lacrosse?
So we had, just from last minutes, Racine Unified School District and Lacrosse School District.
So
From Amy's Adventures in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that.
So this is what one school district did, and I'll send you this URL. But basically, I mean, they're using the same platform we are. We got some sure feels similar. Blurred here. There was some graphics that we could create our own or blatantly steal. They've got a section to report an absence, which we don't want to do.
I mean, you could report and have a link and have a
Oh,
phone number.
oh,
where
you,
people
no,
call.
no, no.
I was
I
thinking,
thought you meant, okay.
yeah, what we don't want to do is have a portal or something where they can email in to report absences. We require a phone call from an adult who sounds like an adult, not a mother old call me. Pretending to be an adult. So there could be a section here about that. What do you call it? And again, some of these, everybody loves these drop downs. So attendance facts. Some
That's a
things
good
like
thing.
this.
That's nice. I mean, you could incorporate, I think, the things that I've done.
Yep, absolutely. Theirs are following their school theme colors of this, and they've got the blue
Mostly I
and
do.
green. On ours though, let's see if I can find your Canva attendance posters.
Well, that's just what I called it, but I mean,
So yeah, any of these. Amy Scott, ladies and gentlemen, holy smokes. I want to get all of these.
well, I tried to keep our logo in it, like if we were gonna set it somewhere, like where the heck did this come from?
So Kyman, I'll send these to you and use them as you will to create something like this. But
Some of those, like you're getting into now, we have just hanging around our building.
some things you already have.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that one is hanging, that one's somewhere. Okay.
Okay, can I just make a suggestion though? Okay, so Kyman's full-time job is IT for the school district, right? So like the social media aspect of it and the website are kind of the other duties. Is there someone that can sit with him or work with him? Because I hate to just throw all this at him and be like, design a page, because really that's not his job to do that. Like he can make your vision come to life, but it's really hard just to kind of throw everything at him and say, do this, So like the examples are great, right? From the websites that we have, but we need specific content to Dixon put on there.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put that on Kyman's shoulders to necessarily create all that content. And I hope I'm not overstepping or anything, but it's just a lot to do.
The problem is, we found a person in our committee who created all of these images from a variety of ways. Obviously, Amy has some design skills here. Would it be possible to grant her access to edit one page and so she could?
I mean, if me and Amy could find a time to sit down and work
Yeah.
on it together,
That'd be great.
it'd be,
Don't tell her.
That one I just kind of thought of, because one of the things we talked about, because I kept coming back to attendance matters every minute, every day. And that was kind of came out. I felt like that was my tagline somewhat, like the banners, I think the banners are at the end. The wide banners, thinking of putting something outside.
I love how all of the ones you create, the color is very consistent
Yep.
and the branding. I think we should move toward all of that. We did a really good job.
Well, I noticed like that first purple one, number one, doesn't look like the purple in the rest of them.
It doesn't, it was not.
And I don't know why, because on my screen, I think, on my screen, I don't think it looks like that. And purples are so hard, like I design a lot of stuff that goes out from PTO. And see, on my screen, that looks like Dixon purple. So, but purples are hard.
I know with the colors on Canva, there's a specific number.
Well, and it'll say, which ones have you used in this document?
Okay.
Like normally, but like the Dixon purple doesn't match any other purple on it. Because that, if you go back, that crest I copied off of.
Do we have a brand page within Canva? It is just Dixon fonts, Dixon colors. They do offer that. I think you have to pay, but for my work, we have that. Where
That's how we created all the theater stuff too, is that you can,
You have a brand page?
no, Grease, the musical does. So we were able to have the like official Grease font and color scheme.
I never had to worry about the colors.
I have a pro account.
Well, but is it, yours is your own. I think you can on them.
It's through education. I have
Yeah.
a pro account, yeah.
Yeah, because
If
we
you're an
have,
educator, you get a pro.
at the library that we have as a nonprofit, have Canva Pro, and it has a brand. Okay, it's not an account, a brand.
See, like down on number 6, I think I found that one, 6 I found somewhere. But, I went back and tried to find that shared file that everybody was dumping stuff in.
Mhm.
And went with that, some of those were pulled off of websites that I didn't know that I had, the rights to, yeah. Attendance works. Now, I just got back from the Illinois Reading Conference. And, I went to a chronic absenteeism session. And the lady there was using a lot of the same graphics. And just like that banner that I sent everybody a picture from lacrosse, that was a graphic from Attendance Works.
Okay.
See, I don't even know if I like the purple on that one, but it was one that, I don't know, I had it saved in Canva.
All right, so
I can tweak them. I mean,
I think what we ought to do is just let you and Kyman have a session together to create a page. I think, we all trust your judgment on how to do layout on the page, where to put graphics at, where to get the coloring and all that.
Can I suggest though, like, if you go back to I call it Racine, maybe that's what we call it in Minnesota. Racine is what I'm hearing people call it.
you call it Racine.
Racine.
We Illinoisans.
I love it.
Racing.
Just to give them some place to start. I mean,
Oh, we're definitely gonna start with this.
right, I like 10 reasons attendance matters, or, I guess, can we give them, do we want to just use those?
Well, the 10 reasons attendance matters comes right out of Attendance Works, because I was using it earlier. Yeah, that came right out of
So
it.
that's an easy one.
I think missing days adds up fast. I think that one came right out of Attendance Works, which I believe all of their stuff is like free for your use. And like the kids, I thought about trying to use our own kids, but I went with stock images from Canva, and I
Yeah.
tried to get a variety of ages and nationality, and tried to be older kids, younger kids.
Yeah, I think you've got a really good vision for what they say. We've been talking about it. You know what we can take from other places, like out of Attendance Matters, and towards what we can't and what we create on our own.
Except the bottom of the page. Like where it's, oh, it is pretty much, isn't it, once you get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
Have they
it's
linked Attendance Works anywhere in there?
with a blurb here at the top, a graphic on the side,
Oh,
another,
okay.
another blurb here about how to report an absence, a series of 4 images.
I think how to
Okay.
report an absence should be on there, not like, here's the phone number, like call us or through the portal. No, like you said, but I think how to do it, especially
Yeah, and
for
what the
new
phone numbers
parents.
are, absolutely.
Yeah.
And exactly like this would be wonderful. Have 40 schools here, we just have our schools, and it's good to go. You could drop this one because we don't need.
We also thought about putting these out on social media as well to try and capture more people. How many people go to the webpage?
Great question. Yeah, I
Like
think,
if we do X and Facebook.
yeah, so the idea would be after we build the content page, then start a campaign after that to send out on Trail Share via Facebook, and email, school newsletter, all of that stuff, with a link to this, check out our information on.
Yeah, because I never go on that.
I don't ever go to the website.
It's almost-
Social media.
Uh-huh.
We had a long discussion about excused and unexcused and looked at. And then in many cases, most of us and parents think that, well, if it's excused,
Right.
then it's all okay, right? And, but do we want to talk about that?
I think there's something on attendance works about that too.
that.
And I think, that gray one that I said I didn't like, slide 6. No, that's not, it's a different one I was thinking about, which it tells you when your kid should go to school.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. And I don't know if that was when somebody sent in or how, as I was perusing through. Okay, that one, just had up there, was when I thought about, that logo. I thought would be a good table talker
Yeah.
or, no, not that one. It's a 3-column under it, I think 5. Sponsored by Dixon Public Schools, I even got that on the bottom. Yeah, but this, the only thing,
So we
this
were talking about that before people came, but Amy built this thing.
table talk, you want this?
This could go at restaurants.
Yeah,
Um,
like Arthur's, maybe Red Apple, they're Red Apple, I know, the former parents of ours.
So
Diner.
with that too, so John Tate's not here, but he just wanted to kind of give us 2 cents too on something of just having something like that would be kind of cool, but at like IEP meetings or like parent teacher conferences, because it's kind of like the waiting room or the doctor's room or visit type of thing where when you're bored and sitting there, you read whatever's around, right? So he had said something about doing, having something out during those meetings so that you
On
could.
the,
Mhm. Mhm.
the thing about that is, my uncle used to work at a printing company, so I used up. That is run on like 11 by 17 ledger paper, but looking on Amazon, you can get 200 sheets for like $20. And you get 2 on a sheet of cardstock.
Okay.
And I think it has to be on cardstock, for sure.
Yeah, otherwise people.
That's cardstock there.
And if you did any posters or anything, I felt the same, what John Tate was talking about. You take your kid for a haircut and you sit in the barber shop and you're kind of like looking around and read school things if they're any place where you wait.
Yeah.
So does that go along like with our number 3 or number 4 bullet 3? Like making those moving forward, like, like,
Yeah.
like to start a list.
Yep. All right, so I want to make sure we're firm on the conversation about the website. So you guys are going to set up a time.
Yes.
You're going to use this as a general template for how to approach this, some kind of text here. And Amy, you select what graphics you want to use, what text you want to use, modifying this and so on. So it's not totally stealing it, but getting the general idea from it. And any other comments? Is there anything else that we want to make sure, like text or comments or things we want to have on the website or don't want to have?
Now, do we want me to go back and change everything to the same font? I mean, I can do that. Well,
Oh, I see.
like a brand, like they were discussing.
It does make sense for it to be similarly branded, so whatever things you choose to post
'Cause
there,
I can still go back and edit.
and modify those. Okay.
Yes.
However you decide to do it, it does make sense though for it to be have consistent branding.
I just kind of find something on, oh, that's cute. Like that, I don't even know what that said initially.
That's certainly makes sense.
And if we have that brand on Canva, you can just click on it and it'll automatically switch all of the colors on your document. You don't have to go through each small picture or whatever. Yeah.
Sounds like an interesting project for community engagement to help define the district branding. I don't know if such a thing, you know, if such a thing exists for district font, district color scheme, certain hex codes of the
There
colors.
is
a logo, of course, but
Well, I'm just gonna say it's really hard to get that purple off that logo.
but there is a certain color value.
Yeah, hex value.
And you can get the hex code of it and then you got all the.
It is also on this one, but it's a gradient.
Other than I pulled it off of a website and uploaded it to Canva. That's how I'm using it. I mean, so maybe in the
Canva
transition.
will tell you if you go to the color
The
scheme.
thing is, this is
Yeah,
not
it
one
will.
purple.
Right, that's
This,
it.
the right side is darker and the left side is lighter, so it's kind of a gradient.
Oh, you are correct.
of it.
Yes.
So that wouldn't be, yeah, that'd be hard.
So there is
But see,
no,
I don't know why that one looks so magenta.
all these shields are out. But that could be something very interesting for us to do, consider for next year, is as we engage with the community, we want to do it in a consistent way, helping define what is the brand.
Well, and that kind of ties into my thought when I was coming up with like the table talker. Because I wanted to put Dixon Public Schools, because otherwise people are gonna be like, where's this from? You know, what is this? And yeah, having that brand out there.
So I'd like to ask that question at some point. And I don't know if Margot is the owner of the, who owns the brand of the district?
Or do we have a brand?
Do we have a brand or do we just kind of wing it? That's what most organizations do most of the time. And if that's the case, it's a great opportunity for.
So with a brand, does every page have the same, looks the same?
Oh, no,
No.
no, like your,
Because I'm like, some of those I thought were kind of cute. You know, I don't know.
no, it doesn't all look the same. You have the option to switch what you want to switch, like
Okay.
the font
Okay.
or the background color.
Oh,
the color of
I'm
the
sure I can
word.
figure it out.
There's a default and a base where everything is, and then you can make deviations from it here and there, but as people
Okay.
use it, they get the
Okay,
feel.
got it.
Like the website does have a brand to it. There is this background color purple here is everywhere. This particular font of these letters, these are all capital letters and not intermixed. There is a brand to this, and we could standardize on this, but then as other people are creating other things, it might be helpful to create a brand document, store it in something like Canva so that everybody is using
Baseline.
something to think about for next time. Okay. So that, I feel like we're pretty set on the website. Moving on to the next thing is creating a list of area businesses, areas or businesses in the community where banners can be posted.
When I worked for a company, that depended on what business wanted to buy them. And then we would put I put my logo at the bottom of the banner. So when I worked for Allure bought the banner that they put on their fence or whatever outside the school. And we just had our name down there. So we sponsored it. So I wonder if that could be an expense that we wouldn't even
Well-
need to do.
Gene Spawn came up with a lovely list.
Well,
Started us off.
And what I was
Okay, great.
thinking with those were maybe like different barbers even. And here's another thing, I didn't go to the upscale beauty shops because I tried to really.
You would
think
be
it-
surprised.
I tried to really think it through though, like where would you be? Who would be where? So anyway, it's just a start. And as I said, I'm willing to go around. Distribute.
I think that is wonderful.
When you say banner, you're just meaning like a flyer,
Posters.
not like
Like
an
an 11 by
actual
17
banner.
or a 8 by 10.
You're not talking big on
No.
the fence outside the school. You're talking.
Well, I think we are talking about both.
Right.
Some are gonna be tabletops and there's gonna be some that are big. I mean, at each school would be one place for the big ones, right? Whatever big ones, probably define big ones. And then at each of these places like Bill and Dick's, where there's not really a tabletop or something, you could have like an 8.5 by 11 or an 11 by 17 or something on the wall. Other places might work to have a potato top.
These is walk-in maybe thing, which is. I don't think Red Apple is on there.
It's now,
You know, in those, it's those places where you wait in line like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and, you know, Coffee Crush. If there would be some way that they could put it where you're actually waiting in line.
Like little stake things
Yeah,
in the ground
something.
there, like, yeah.
Yep.
You have to like
Pediatrician.
And those-
Larissa.
my play village.
Oh, that's a good one. The Culvers. It's Culvers on. I don't know if you wait there, but I know I'm pretty sure, don't they have a bulletin board out, I think, as you go in?
Right, it can even be through their drive-through, you know, again.
Thinking about places like more tires. Wait there.
Right. Or Ken Nelson is a place people sit and win.
Mhm.
this list so what's gonna happen is we're going to create the posters of some kind, get some number of them printed out of whatever content it is. Whether we get some of these big 4 feet by 3 feet ones, some 11 by 17s, some tabletop things, and then start calling these places.
Do we call them or do we actually, I mean, I guess we could do both, but you know, like you could almost show up at. Because if you see it, like.
If you want to show up, I'd say go for it.
We're gonna be able to stick this just right in here, you know.
We have a whole poster day for the theater department where we actually send the kids
Out to
out and
distribute.
they say, hey, we have a show coming up this year.
Mhm.
Great results. Our posters are everywhere.
So that'll be something we do after we get the physical things printed. But what we have to decide as a group, and it's going to take some time, is getting those printed up. Hopefully, the goal in this moment would be to have them ready for next week.
When you talked about the theater, I thought, you know, maybe, is there a group of kids, an organization that we could involve in that? Like, you know, and then they would start taking ownership of this with other kids perhaps, about attendance.
It's Jeff Vanderlyn, who was the high school. Jeff Vanderlyn and who else?
Is it Linda Crone?
No, she was the middle school ones. But
Mhm.
no, I think
She's still sponsored.
Is she?
She's, yeah.
It still shows up.
She worked at the middle school, but I
Right.
think
Oh,
she
she done, okay.
did.
Um. So, I mean, I would have no issues printing these off. I mean, but the problem with that is it's coming out of Joey's colored copybook.
Joey, you no longer have a color copy. don't you?
What are we unlimiting?
I authorize nothing.
What I think this group needs to decide though is what are we printing?
Yeah, which ones do you?
Which of these do we want to make any tweaks to these?
We have some corporate sponsors. That might,
It's a good question.
You would want to check with,
As far as funding goes, yeah.
or even printing.
Oh, to print it for us, yeah. Margot seemed confident that she had ways to fund it. what we're short on time on is agreeing on which of these we want to do. So in the interest of time, I think we've got, in my mind, there's three things. There's one that's the tents for the tables, one that's gonna be like a wall thing you post on the wall, maybe half by 11, 11 by 17, and one's gonna be a big banner for outside the schools.
I think what's on that.
I do too.
I can't improve.
Because this is a real wake up call to parents that, this many days, this warning sign and that this is an issue, 18 days or more.
Do you have that on there?
No, I don't think I put those on there. No, but
And of course, anything that you stick in the ground, I'm driving through to get my coffee. It's gotta be quick. I can't
For
like
sure,
stop
yeah.
because now the guy behind me is waiting while I'm reading.
Yeah, so these three at the bottom, you kind of were getting for that big
Fast,
banner.
yes.
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
I like the bigger text.
Mhm.
what,
That one.
19?
So this one's about 50-50 image and text. This is a little bit more 60-40, and this is even more text, less image.
I think with the big banner, one larger image would be easier to receive than.
Mhm.
I like 21.
I like all of them. But 21, the color came out really weird, but I don't.
Yeah. I see what you mean. It's very colorful.
But
I like this-
again, on my computer, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that this one is centered with the text somehow.
Well, I can ditch some pictures on the side.
Right, I think that more, like, since there's so many images, all the faces are kind of small and hard to see.
Right.
This one here is nice that image quality is good, that you can see what's going on there.
They're happy children all working together on their project.
Yeah, and they're all
Getting along. Getting along.
Every lesson.
They're all, yes.
Moving on something.
I mean, I already done drive for it, I can try again.
And just
Yeah,
to,
that one.
just to
Yeah.
clarify, we're still doing this for the school year, correct? We're down to 2 months. I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, I don't want to get to May for like the last 20 days of school and then be like, attendance matters.
Because that, isn't September the women's month or something? I think that's.
We can have everything ready. Instead of having to start from scratch in September, we can have it ready
Ready
to
to
go
roll in
for August.
That sounds like a
Tools
great
for
plan.
school. Yeah.
Tools for school would be great, yeah.
Might make it easier for me to actually pay down in a
Okay.
good way and not feel rushed.
Great.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think that's.
I think number 16 is really important because how many kids?
Well,
Like, oh, I overslept, so I just stayed home.
I did that one today. I thought that one was.
That's so common.
I just talked to a nurse who had a student who was very, very ill. And the mother, whenever there was a doctor's appointment, she just kept him home that day. And so he was missing so much school, and it was the nurse who said, why don't you just pick him up at 1 o'clock and take him to that appointment and let him be in school? She said, oh, that's
Jen thought of it?
Don't do that.
she just shared this with me. So we really have to assume that no one knows anything. And so you're right, they oversleep and they think, well, I've already overslept. That's okay. I'll be in 10 minutes
When
late.
their kids are too.
How so should we put that down at the bottom? Aims have been bad.
Yeah.
They do have to be absent. There's always a lot.
Yeah, come back.
So is this number 16, is this one that would work as a poster to put on the wall? I also like it for a website.
I for sure was gonna put that one on there.
Yeah, those are on social media.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So we're gonna call this one a social media image.
Some of those are just in the build, like hanging in our building.
Guess we don't
Probably
have to
mean
decide
more
today,
for
but
kids looking at. And maybe.
Mhm. What did you say, John?
do we want to make a decision today about which of these three to start to look at ordering banners for?
Is that, okay, I gotta ask, is that blue on this, by the Dixon crest on the screen? Or is that on my,
It's on the wall.
oh, it's on the wall?
It's on the wall.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Can't erase.
How did that happen?
Uh,
What about, do we feel like, are we dragging if we send it out to those who aren't here?
If we're going for the start of next year, we're not ready.
You know, I hate to hastily,
We have two more meetings.
I could rebrand everything and then try sending that back to everybody.
So you have the April 15th and then we'll add another one. Anyway.
We have two meetings left, so, yeah, Amy, I would say these are awesome. If you feel so inspired to create more between now and then, great. And then next time we can finalize on selecting which ones and how many to print.
Okay. So are there other ones that we want to include that I have not?
For number 20, I just have a suggestion.
You bet.
For the Polaroids, could we make the outline of those white? I feel like the purple sort of like bleed
Good idea.
together too
Yeah.
much.
And I don't. Maybe that's why I didn't like that one, because I couldn't figure it out. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And I like when you say, on a lot of these, when you say attendance matters, you say why. Instead of just like every minute counts, you say like attend today, achieve tomorrow. Like that there's, a carrot at the end of this whole thing,
People in my building, because one of our task forces, number 14, said, yay, you're here today, and then I put the crest.
Mhm.
So many of the teachers in our building really liked that.
Uh-huh.
And that kind of led me back to that torching.
In the interest of time, we're out.
You can combine those. Yeah, you're here today, attend.
All right,
You
that's
know,
great. So next time is going to be about finalizing our selections, like deciding how many to print, and getting ready, basically placing our order for what we're going to do. So,
I'll get with Margot about right here. Do we want to just order some larger card stock? What do we want to do?
I've got a friend who's got a print shop here in town that we can use for print vinyl and all that good stuff too. If we need to. Or however we want to do it. So we'll do that next time. Hopefully next time we'll also maybe within a month, will you guys have an opportunity to sit down and look at a rough draft of the website?
Real draft.
Right? We can kind of review that and give you some feedback. Sure. Is there anything else that struck out to you and as action items for next time or agenda item for next time?
I'll ask Margo about the district branding too.
See if that's-
But I think that's
Great.
it. So,
All right. Well, Kynan, thanks for coming, joining us, and we'll hope to have you back next time too to review what you guys have built for the first time on this. Great. Anything else before we adjourn? Motion to adjourn?
Someone.
Second?
Second.
Huzzah.
thank you very much.
Everybody.
Oh, thanks.